Welcome everyone. We have some esteemed guests tonight. So yes, very much so. Yes, it is. It is. So this alumni, they graduated. Well, I should say you guys walked in 2015, right?
Right.
Then we have Paige Houston, Julie Southside Thompson, and Niki Robinson. That's what she told me.
Southside Mark.
So that's all that So we wanted them to come back and talk to you guys because they're recent grads, and so they want to give you a couple of takeaways, at least 3 takeaways, as far as what you guys can expect once you finish school. All right. So without further ado, I want to leave the floor to them. Ladies.
Having us, we really appreciate it. So three takeaways, and then I guess we'll each give that and then open the floor to any questions that you have. So if I had 3 takeaways, the first one would be, yes, you will work. Yes, there is lots and lots and lots of work. If we really need you to get certified and get out here and go to work. Second thing would be, yes, you will make money. There will be a lag, a bit of a lapse between, because it just is with agencies. But you will make money, and the more you work, the more you make. It's entirely up to you. And what would my third takeaway be? Just relax, enjoy it. Your takedown's going to get better, everything's going to be fine. Just fake it till you make it. Walk in there and act like you know what you're doing. And nobody knows you don't. And whatever happens, if you're going to have screw-ups and you're going to have recordings that aren't going to work right, you're going to have computer malfunctions, don't freak out. Just act like everything's cool, smooth, you got it. And then don't freak out till you get in the car. And then when you get home, you can fix it. Most anything can be fixed. So just, like I said, if I had the biggest piece of advice, just fake it till you make it. I know that's what I did. I kept waiting on the real court reporter to show up, and then I realized I am the real court reporter. But yeah, it's good. Just sit back, enjoy it, relax. It's a wonderful profession. There's so much flexibility. It's the absolute best decision I've ever made for my life. I love my job every day. I love what I do. I love going to work. I love everything about it. I could not imagine being told I have to sit in a cubicle from 9 to 5 every day, and I only get 2 weeks vacation, and you have to take lunch from this time to this time. And, no. I am my own boss. I'm in a unique position. I am both a official and I work freelance. And I'm very, very fortunate with my officialship. I think I have one of the last true officialships left. So many circuits now are going to, they just pay you on a per diem basis, or if they do give you a salary, you're required to be there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, whether you're in court or not. I'm very, very fortunate. My circuit is extremely small. I'm from a tiny little place called Tallahassee, Georgia. It's I-20 West. Okay, that's where I actually live in
Very
Buchanan.
small.
Tiny, tiny,
Believe
tiny.
you visit.
I live in Buchanan, which is even smaller. We have a red light, a Piggly Wiggly, and a Dollar General. And that's it.
They have a Walmart too.
No, Greenland has a Walmart. We don't have a Walmart.
Oh, sorry.
So I don't shop there. I'm just saying. So, but I say all that to say my circuit is called the Tallahassee Judicial Circuit. We're very tiny. We're 2 counties, Carrollton County, Gulf County. So I only go to court the days that I only work the days I have to work, basically, I should say. I don't have an office, I don't provide anything. I go, normally Polk County is 2 days a week, Monday, Tuesday. I'm there till lunch, unless we have jury trials. And Harrison County is 1 day a week, every other week. So I'm essentially only in court unless we have jury trials. What's that? 6 days a month.
Wow.
Today I was done by 3, and we broke at 12, and we went back at 1:30, and I was done by 3, and here I am. So it's not a bad deal. I get a salary. So that's where my flexibility comes in, and then the other days I can freelance. So Monday we were off, so I was in Douglas County Juvenile. Tuesday we were off, so I was in Carrollton County Juvenile. Yesterday I took a deposition. Today I was in my court for a recall calendar. Tomorrow I will take a deposition somewhere over here. So you can work as much as you want or as little as you want. I will recommend you not work 5 days a week. Probably now, 2 or 3 is probably enough to, probably 2. Where you guys think to get back in bed?
I mean, you want to kill it and go 5 days.
But you will kill yourself.
Once you start from transfer,
5-day week is nothing to me. So
but I mean,
you know what
starting
you-
out. Starting out.
It was
Even
really
starting
overwhelming
out,
because I started out like I was working at Applebee's. Like, oh yeah, I want 60 hours a week. 5
You
jobs a
can't,
week.
but core reporting's not like
You get
that
behind.
stuff.
It really, you make
Because
enough money just
you
working.
have years that are deep, so, there's
How are
areas.
you?
So, okay, so I've told you my story. I've passed on.
Okay, we didn't know we had to have 3 takeaways
I didn't either.
prepared.
I mean, you pretty much
I just pulled those out.
hit the nail on the head. I mean,
You know.
well, I am a freelance court reporter. I'm not an official. I work for the Colby-Griffin Judicial Circuit, which is comprised of Vett County, Spalding, Pike County, Upson. Now I am getting my feet wet with Coweta, Troop. I have got 6 different courthouses that
But you're different because you work for yourself.
I work for myself.
You don't use an agency.
I don't use an agency. I'll just be very straight up with you guys. I've had very, very bad luck with agencies. Anywhere on the scale from them not paying me to them basically telling me that I will drive to Atlanta to take a deposition, because now I'm at a point right now, I'm not going north of the airport. That's my rule, and I stick with it. If they want somebody for Atlanta, get somebody else, because it's not me. Because I've got plenty of work on the south side, because there's not enough of us on the side of the airport. I live in Fett County. I'm in Tyrone, Georgia. I work for the chief judge of Fett County, Christopher Edwards. I love him. He's tough. A lot of court reporters don't like him because he is so tough. But I have taken away a lot with him, just filling in with him. He's a very brilliant man. He really is. And he's really taught me a lot. He's been patient with me. I think probably the biggest thing I can tell you guys, be a little bit better organized. That's a really, really, when you are a freelancer, all right, I'll just give you a case in point. We have civil days. Does anybody know what that means? Civil days. That's where I would rather stick a knife in my eyeball than have to sit there for 8 hours and listen to a bunch of divorce cases. And I mean, I would rather sit in front of the worst murderer there is in the state of Georgia. I mean, because it really, y'all, it wears you out. It really, truly wears you out. But on civil, because I am a freelancer, if they decide to come before the judge and they say, Judge, yes, we would like to take you out, Judge, because he'll ask them, would y'all like taking it? Yes, and what that means is they are entitled to a transcript. If they decide down the line, hey, look, I want to hear what the judge has got to say, I want to hear his pronouncement, I want the whole transcript, Julie, whatever. It's like boom, 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 boom. I'll just put it this way. After civil, I am invoicing anywhere probably 8 to 12 lawyers, easy. And I'm having to figure out, in my particular courthouse, I have to keep time because my judge is a stickler. But if I don't keep time, we'll be there till midnight listening to all the divorces. So he'll ask them, all right, how much time do you need? 20 minutes, 30 minutes, Judge. And I have to literally sit there and look at the clock, try to concentrate on that, take time, take it down, fill them out. And I now, also that's another thing. If you are a freelancer, I highly recommend Quicken. I have that. A lot of people said, oh, that's so hard to learn. It's really not. Once you play around with it, you create your own invoices. It's saved for you. It shows you what's past due. It shows you who owes you money. It's great. I highly recommend it. I paid close to $300, almost $400 for it, but it's worth every red cent because it keeps me organized. But like I said, I am a freelancer. I don't answer to anyone. If I want to be sick one day, or if I want to go shopping one day, I'll just, nope, I'm booked. I mean, that's the nice thing about it. So, anyway, that's my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your thing. It's my turn.
I'm freelance as well. I've actually been out of work since last June. I got pregnant and, decided I was going to go on a diet, lose 30 pounds. I was just really sick. I couldn't work. So I just started working again in January. But I had the freedom to do that. I was able to just be a mess. And I picked right back up. Come the new year, they were throwing jobs at me. There's not enough court reporters out there.
Y'all need to hurry up and get certified. That's all there is to it.
I was so worried about finding
on the
work.
south side, I'm just curious.
Oh my God.
Give me a show of hands. Where do you live? Hey, look, anytime you want to come, I'll give you my name and number. Anytime you want to shadow me, you're in a great place.
You're begging for someone.
If you want to go with court, you're in a great place.
And you know what I was going to tell Julie to say is how much she charges. Will you tell them how much you charge for civil? Because not only do you get paid to be there for the day, like what,
well, it's
$190?
a $200. Well, okay, it's supposed to be $190 to the court reporting. But I'm sure if it's let you get away with it.
But also, when they want it taken down, you charge what, $43.31 an hour?
Personally, you don't get to charge enough for civil.
No, you really don't.
Plus your page rate if they decide to order the transcript. And we say that because civil is extremely.
I hate it.
When we refer to civil, we're not talking about tort cases. We're not talking about fighting over border rights. We're talking about people who come to court and use their children to beat each other reprimanded. You know, we're going to fight over.
They have the same argument for 7 hours
spoons and
every 30
forks
minutes,
and their sex lives. And you get a front row seat to all these really sordid details.
So I work for an agency, though. It's the difference between me and.
I work for an
actually,
agency
they've all dabbled in the agency I work for.
I prefer an agency personally.
Yeah, I do too. I don't have to do my invoices. I don't have to prepare my transcripts. I don't have to do.
I don't have to teach
nothing except show up to the job.
I just
take it down, and if they order it, I do the transcript.
I've had very bad luck with agencies. There's probably maybe one that they work for that I really have as far as getting my money from them. A lot of them, it's been really tough. I'll be honest with you. If y'all want to talk to me later about those agency names, I'll be happy to tell you that. I'll be very honest with you. Some of them have actually come to the school and actually have given presentations. Right now? But I got really burned my first year. Really burned my first year. Actually, I have one agency that still owes me money, but we'll just, whatever.
Or you can work for an agency like me who pays after 120 days.
And you say 120 days is a lot, but that's just
it's really not. It took me 6 months to start getting checks in the mail consistently. And that's what they don't tell you, because I was like, what in the WTF? Where is all the money?
Another thing, if you guys are single and you don't have a husband that works and you need insurance, you better think twice about being a freelancer, because you need that insurance. You don't get that with a freelancer. I'm on my own. I'm very blessed to have a husband that works. I'm on his insurance. Very blessed. I don't even know what insurance even costs if you were to do it. Yeah. So just that's something to consider, guys. If you really
but don't let it scare you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but just something to keep in mind.
I'm pretty open about salary if y'all want to know.
Yeah.
What's up? Here I come, YouTube. Everybody knows how. Okay, the first year I worked, what did I say? I made $26,000.
Yeah.
But was that for an entire year or just for half a year?
Let's see.
Like you said, would you make it a 12-month period?
No, it was like, and then when I worked a full year, I made 42. Mm-hmm. The next year, which was last year when I was pregnant, I had to quit working in June, but I made 27.
That's good.
By the end of June. So you figure I would have made almost 60 if I would have kept going. But life is life. You always have issues that you're dealing with, and it just don't work out. This year I'm going to work all year, for real. For real. I'm not going to. But I have this flexibility. I have 4 kids at home, all 11 and under, and a husband that, he's so helpful. So I have a lot on my plate, and and also, I probably should talk. I have a baby mama I got to deal with. There's all kind of stuff I have going on. But you know what? I have a great job. It's a great job. I'll tell you what I did this week. I went to Douglas Juvenile. I was there for 13 minutes. I got $200. I went to Carroll State today. I was there for an hour. I got $200. I'm working from home tomorrow doing a Veterans Affairs job. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll probably make $1,700 on that transcript. I mean, it is ridiculous, the money.
It's there if you want it.
Yeah.
The more you work, the more you make.
And
you have to have a good work ethic. Seriously, if you don't have a good work ethic,
you better get on it now. I mean, I'm a hot mess. I'm not organized. I'm always winging it. That is not helpful. You better turn that around right now. If you are not organized, it is so hard to keep up with everything.
It is hard.
And you get backed up, and everyone's yelling at you.
I was seeing the other day. I need a wife. I'm single. I need a wife. That's what I need.
I mean, you definitely have to prioritize. Like for me, I do like an A stack, a B stack, or a C stack. Whoever's yelling the most is going to the A stack. I mean, that's just my way of it.
So, have any questions? Yes.
Yes.
said that there was toughness with the judge. What could you expect when you work with certain? I know there's some nice judges. And
they're all.
What does that mean for court reporters?
They are.
My judge, when I mean toughness, I am very, and Nikki can vouch for me because she knows the judge. He is very, give me a good word, Nick.
Cocky?
I can't call him that on YouTube.
Something that's rated G.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Give me something that's rated G.
Rated G. He's an extremely intelligent man. He runs a tough courtroom. He's a narcissist.
I'll put it this way.
Straight up. But he's extremely, extremely good at what he does. He just runs a tough courtroom. That's all it is. It's not that he's mean to the court reporter.
He's not mean, but he's very mean to the
tight
lawyers.
ship.
If the lawyers come in there and they don't have their stuff together, oh, he will call them down on the carpet. And if they're wasting his time, you know, if they don't fill out the child support worksheet or something like that, he will call them on the carpet on that, which I love that. And I love the way that he runs a courtroom. I love it because he keeps things going.
yeah. And they always respect the court reporters because I think that educated people know how hard it is to get into this position, so they respect you and they're very cordial all the time. I'm not saying I haven't.
He doesn't yell at me.
Some
It's
judges,
just
but
some judges. I know for Nikki is set with, and you too. They in my courtroom, I have to take down everything, every fart, every burp, everything, because that's the way he wants it. Because I didn't realize this till recently, but a couple of years ago, he got really burnt by the court reporter not taking something down, and it went all the way on the news, the AJC, where he said, she said, you know, it was a mess. So now I understand why he wants everything taken down, and it's different. He's tough. When I say tough, he's not mean. He's just you know where you stand. Better not.
And as a court reporter, you will appreciate a judge who runs a tight ship in a courtroom because it's not mayhem. You're not just sitting there all day long, twiddling your thumbs, you know, and seeing things not getting done and produced. And you're just sitting, you know, you're thinking, yes, I'm making a per diem and I'm sitting here, but it's a waste of my time. You know, it just seems to be a waste of resources. So you appreciate a judge who does do that. Now, I will tell you, every judge within every circuit, within every courtroom in this entire state runs it differently. What this judge does within the same circuit is different than what this judge does. So don't think that there's any gold standard because there's not. They're all very different. But it's like any job, you're going to have some really good folks, you're going to have some yucky folks. But for the most part, this has been my experience. If you're looking, you're going to find what you're looking for. So if you go in with a good attitude, it's going to be fine. Generally it is. I mean, you are going to have the occasional road one that's kind of annoying, but that's in any job. You just be professional and work through it. It's not a big deal. It's not something you need to be really concerned about it, I think. It's me.
Okay, so you two, of course, are freelance, because I remember you from before.
Okay.
Y'all are funny. I love y'all. And you are court.
I am an official, yeah, and I do freelance.
So my question is, upon graduation, where do you see, how do most people feel about, or is it more challenging to get into the court? If you really want the court, for those that are like, you know, I'm just not going to freelance, I'll try it later, you know, either or, is it challenging to get into a court house as a court reporter?
I don't think it's as challenging as it used to be. There are a lot of official positions opening up. What a lot of circuits are doing now is they're doing away with the idea of salary. The idea of a salary and you get benefits and that sort of thing. You're going to be considered an official, but they're just going to pay you a per diem. You're going to be that official court reporter for that judge, but they're just going to give you your per diem every day. You're not going to be considered an employee. You're going to be a 1099 employee, not a W-2 employee. That's going to be the difference there. I think
because it's considered you're running your own business. Is that what it is?
You mean 1099 versus W-2? Yeah, 1099 is for people who are exactly self-employed.
Like where's it?
Right.
They're just 1099.
Okay. Okay.
So that would be the difference. I don't know how many official positions there are out there.
There's not many.
They're
doing away with them. I mean,
and which is really a shame.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean,
and they think that they're doing this. They think they're cutting costs, but they're really not.
Right.
Because you're just going to have in one 5-day week, you may have 5 reporters.
Right.
That's ridiculous. How efficient is
or
that?
5 different ones working on the same jury trial.
Oh, it's insane.
It's very confusing. It's
we run into that a lot. We see that a lot, and part of that I think is because there is a lack of court reporters. But so I don't know that I answered your question. So how hard is it? I think if you wanted a position in court, it's certainly there. Essentially, really, Julie could be considered Judge Edwards' official court reporter. I mean, essentially, she's pretty much the only one that works with
I'll put it this way, I am booked all the way to the end of 2018. In other words, his assistant has given me the date, say, we need you. I'm like, all right. Because I'm not but 15 minutes from the courthouse. I'd be a fool not to take it. I mean, I'm 15 minutes, man. I mean, who the hell wants to drive to Atlanta every day and put up like crap? I'm 15 minutes. I mean, you got to kind of weigh things out. I mean, I don't know.
And you can be choosy about it. Because you do what works for you.
Yeah, don't ever let somebody tell you have to take jobs when you're new.
Right, you don't.
Because when you first start, they're like, do you want to drive to Meriwether?
Yeah.
I'm like, where, is that in Alabama?
That's
what is Meriwether?
That's another thing, guys.
You don't
All
have
these
to go.
agencies, I can still to this day get Esquire. I'm pretty sure y'all heard of them, Esquire depositions. They think, just because I said I'm in South Georgia, they think I live in Albany. They're sending me all these requests, go to Albany. I'm like, dude, Albany's 3.5 hours away from me.
Oh my
idiots. So finally, what you're going to have to do is what I did, is print you out a Georgia map, highlight the areas that you cover, the counties that you cover, and that'll make it very crystal clear, some of them, that, you know.
Yes, sir.
We have a question online. They want to know, how do you handle volume control and being inaudible?
I freak out. No, because you get so many inaudibles, and you might be pulling your audio back up to edit something, and some a-hole is going coughing,
I can't
and it messes up your whole audio, and you can't hear anything because somebody's clicking their pen right by your recorder, or like, oh, I'm pointing in here, ruffling their papers, and it sucks. It happens, but you get through it. Turn it off. Go drink a beer. Take a break. You'll figure out what they're saying eventually.
A lot of times, if you stop it, like if you're not sure what was said, put it down for a couple of hours. Maybe even go back the next day.
It really does work.
Re-listen again to it, and you're like, oh, that is what they said. Oh, okay.
And chances are, if you have the ability, if you're on the clips. I don't know about case that, and I'm not familiar with that. But you have the ability to listen to yourself. And chances are you probably caught it.
Right.
So if it's not coming up right in your software, I scope to my room audio. Some courtholders don't, but I do. But if I can't hear something on the room audio,
I always
go back
go
to
to
my
my room
voice.
audio.
I do too. I just find it easier.
Yeah, I do too. And but you can go back to your own voice and listen to see what you caught. And then if you absolutely positively cannot figure it out, then you can put in. Actually, I put in unintelligible.
Well,
not necessarily inaudible.
Don't put it.
And you have the power to do that. Like my agency will not accept an inaudible in their transcript. They send it back. They're like, no.
Something there.
Yeah, right. Well, it's imperative that you provide a verbatim transcript, though. So if you're just like fiddle farts and dust sticks, no, they're not gonna. They're gonna be like, "What the hell is this page?" I'm like, "That's what he said." So you'll figure it out, though. You'll get through it.
Okay, there's something y'all need to invest in. A foot pedal. How many of y'all have a foot pedal? I challenge y'all to get one. This lady right here didn't get one until what, 3 months ago?
Well, about 6, 8 months ago. I had Mary's and I never used it.
I mean, I've been using a foot pedal since day one. I'm like, hello.
It's the most glorious thing.
It is better than reverse.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you.
On your little audio recorder.
So see, when I graduated school, so we finished took the test in September. We finished school in December, so we all finished at the same time, and I got really, really, really lucky. And because I'm from a small town, so my judge, the guy actually did my divorce, kind of funny. And the attorney ran and for the judgeship, and he won, and he asked me to be his court reporter because I ran into his secretary at the Dollar General, small town. So anyway, I got the job. So I was really, really, really lucky. That's how I got the officialship, basically. So I went straight into it. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't have a clue. Scared out of my mind. Oh my God, scared to death. Went into it, and I just hit the ground running, and I didn't know how to use a foot pedal, and I didn't have time to figure it out, so I just didn't. So I just went with what was comfortable. This one right here got smart. She used hers from day one, and so did Paige. So yeah, get a foot pedal.
They're $49.99. You can get them on Amazon.
Yeah, and what's the
Express Scribe?
Express Scribe.
And you just listen to it, and it's so much better
Yeah,
than using your Eclipse, Control J, and all
And
that
also,
stuff.
there's another good one called Stop and Go.
I don't
I've
know
heard of that
Y'all
one.
didn't answer her other question.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I gotta get them on track sometimes.
What was your
Volume. How do y'all handle volume?
You mean in the courtroom?
You get a typist. Volume of transcripts.
Does she mean volume of like listening?
Oh, no. She actually meant related to volume in your math. I misunderstood the question. She wanted to know, how do you lower your volume enough so no one can hear you outside your mask?
Ain't nobody talking that low. I don't know why they make such a big deal about volume.
There's so much noise in the courtroom. There is so
They can't hear you. Now, it's kind of shaky when you're in a depot.
I was going to say, the only time I'm a little hesitant is if I'm in a deposition. But even when I go back and listen to my audio, do you guys ever hear yourself? No. Occasionally.
Yes. I'm like, audio.
It's not, no, it's not a super big deal.
There's a mufflement. We all have mufflement. Those don't decrease volume.
Voice, yes.
Voice, yeah.
That's it. I'm glad you asked that. I was wondering.
I couldn't do
your voice, your
I
own
couldn't
voice.
do it, yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're all voice.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So for you, Julie, the way that you got to be able to be your own boss, is that because you're in a small town?
Just got
No,
lucky,
she's
yeah.
not in a small town. She's
I'll
in
put
a-
it this way. God blessed me. I'll just put it out there. God really blessed me. I'll just go ahead and say it right now. I mean, and I even told Nikki, I said, Nikki, I just don't know if I'm finding a job on this side of town.
You did it.
I said, I'm going to come your way. I mean, I was literally sweating bullets, scared to death. Well, a court reporter, Melissa Bray, knew of me, and she passed my name to the assistant to the judge. And the assistant, Melissa told her, she says, look, I've got this court reporter. She just got her certification. She lives in Tyrone. She's right there, 15 minutes to the courthouse. She says, you know, how do you feel about her coming in and helping you guys? Because he doesn't have an official court reporter. And Kay's like, hey, send her on. She's got to learn somehow. So let me tell you something. I'll put it this way. I was there 1 week. The next week, I was at my first jury trial, and it was a shooting. And and you talking about scared to death? I am now on my 10th jury trial, if that tells you anything. So it's constantly bam, 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 bam.
You won't get those at first. Probably your agency sends you to juvenile, where they don't order a lot of transcripts.
Yeah, juvenile.
Get your feet wet.
You get your feet wet first.
Easy juvenile.
And I like easy jobs.
I didn't get my feet
I got too
wet.
many kids.
They dumped me. I mean, they literally baptized me. I mean, they just.
Julie, do you remember when Julie got out, I remember her saying, Nikki, am I really going to make any money? I forget the dollar amount you said, am I going to make this? It was like 40 or 50, something like that. I was like, yes, you are. She's like, no, I'm not. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe I'm going to have any jobs. I was like, yes, I'm telling you, there's a shortage. Like last week I was in jury trial all week for my circuit. And I think I had requests 2 or 3 every day. Like I had an agency contact me today that I work for, and she said, "Look, I'm triple booked on the 1st and the 15th. I really need you. Do you have anything? I'm booked the 1st and the 15th. I have another one that needs me for there's work for you.
It's
guys.
out there.
Please don't worry about that. Please don't worry about whether you're going to have a job.
Don't
Please
be
don't
like
worry
me.
about. whether
Yeah,
you're
take
gonna
that
be
off your
replaced.
list.
Oh, we're sorry, Mom.
Question.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
ahead.
I was just whenever you
No, you
finish.
just gotta
We're
cut
done.
through
Yeah,
it.
you have to.
Oh, okay, all right. What is your best practice tip to finish court reporting school?
Do it.
There
And
you go, Crystal.
I find that some people just can't get their voice down, and we have so many friends who went to school with us, they still haven't passed the test. But honestly, I'm not being weird, I'm just being real with y'all. People's speech, if you're real country.
Hello.
Call it like I see it. My friend that's black and also a little bit country. She just has such a hard time getting her recognition down. And I try to help her and say, when I'm under my mask, I'm like, ladies and gentlemen of each other, I will not be I mean, I sound like an idiot, but that's what, it really works. Like, the more robotic you are and
Also, the whole thing about lagging behind, dragging in the clips really likes that. Well, I have found that, if you drop it in like 5 words.
I've done 3 words.
Yeah.
And it loves it.
Yeah, but you got to lag.
We the jury. Find the defendant.
Oh yeah,
Not
pausing in between
Sort of
words
catch
and
up
not running them all together.
Find a rhythm. I can't explain it, but you know when you get that rhythm. You know,
Yeah.
you're sitting there.
And don't be so
you're just
up on
getting
the
rhythm.
speaker. Like, oh my God, I gotta get
No,
what it says.
don't
Because that's when your recognition's going
You
to
have room audio. It's okay.
Yeah. But they're talking
Fake
about
it
like
till you make
getting-
it is the best advice I've ever heard.
Yeah, fake it till you make it. That's what I did.
I
the
failed the
first year.
test.
I told Julie that. Fake
How
it
many
till you
times
make
did I fail the test?
it. I don't know, baby.
Don't go there, please.
I won't tell y'all all the life
That
issues
was
I was
tough.
having.
Where's the test?
While
Oh,
the-
we're talking about the national
you gotta go take the
certification.
national, you gotta get state certified, which is,
It's
I
not.
don't know why
It's
they
not.
make you do that,
The
'cause it's not
kicked my
hard.
butt. It wasn't.
the national test you gotta pass a what? A 180, a 200, and 225 words a minute. I was sitting in the hotel room in Tennessee, I had 3 of my kids there, and my husband, and oh, remember that lady?
Man.
Jesus, Lord help me. This lady, during our test, this was her typing, I swear to you. Me and Julie are like, what the heck? What? Is she going to be doing this through the whole test? And they're like, that's how she does it. She types. She's allowed to do that. I'm like, this is blasphemy. So and we knew it because we went to like a seminar or something before the test day. But I was sitting in the pool while my kids were swimming, and I was dictating at 300 words a minute. And I did it for 3 hours straight the night before the test. And I'm telling you, I murdered that 225 when I went in there, because I probably wasn't getting shit down at 300 a minute, but I was so used to doing 300 by the next morning.
225
was nothing.
It was a breeze. I passed
You
it.
did
I finally
that,
did
didn't
it.
you? You practiced at such higher speeds.
I went all the way, I want to say to 385, 350.
But y'all have always given us that tip.
coach. Are any
Practice
of y'all-
higher
Is
speeds.
the school paying for real-time coach for any of you guys?
Yes.
Show of hands, show of hands.
Use it.
Practice.
Yeah. I like
Practice like hell. Because when I was struggling, they know my history. It did not come easy for me passing the test, y'all. Paige thought she'd have to dress up as me and take the test. It was tough.
Wouldn't be hard to do,
lie
right?
y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Of course, it may be easy for y'all like it was Nikki, but I'm not good at taking tests. I'm just not. And the timing was just right. I couldn't understand why I wasn't passing, And finally, man, I took the test in Atlanta, man. I got like a 98, 99 score on 2 of the levels, the Q&A and all that. But before that, I was practicing literally, y'all, probably 4 to 5 hours a day on real-time coach.
Well, listen to how country she is. I'm just saying. You had to learn how to manipulate your software, I think, you know?
You kind of do, yeah.
Like, I'm
Also,
telling you.
I don't know if Brown also does websites with the dictation. So do y'all still do that?
We have a library, a dictation library.
Yeah, do they still do that?
Use those.
Do
Well,
that.
you can
as
find them
well.
online too, anywhere.
Speed Divas. Is that a nice one?
I didn't get that deep. I just practiced.
Well, I did. I had practice. So yeah.
I remember. how hard it was.
Yes, sir.
I got another question.
Sorry.
No problem. What associations are you involved with in addition to your certifications?
We're members of the NBRA.
Yeah, the NBRA, of course, we have to,
Yeah.
and we're Georgia City. That's it, really.
That's
just
it.
I'm involved with my son's little league,
Yeah.
fucking soccer and babies. I mean, you know, I don't have
It
time for all
sounds-
that jazz.
Yeah, it's-
Hats off to the people who run the organizations. They put together
There's
cool
no way I could do it,
conventions.
yeah.
I went to a convention when I was a student, and I thought it was really cool. I learned a lot about voice recognition software and just tricks of the trade and tools. It's definitely worth going to those conventions. It's like, what, $250 to
Yeah,
go to
I
one?
think so.
Yeah, or something, yeah. Honestly, just trying to hold on to keeping up with what you got going on.
Yeah, I mean, we take arts, continuing
We do, we
education.
love art.
Yeah,
We
we love
love
art.
all the arts continuing
By the way, I
education
may see you
classes.
again.
We make a weekend of it. It's so much fun.
There's
It's
no
tax
way about
deductible,
it.
by the way. As a 1099 employee, you will need all tax deductions you can take.
He should offer students like
I do.
I mean, if you guys are allowed to sit in on those CE classes,
Yeah, sit down
Go
on it.
ahead and take
he
them.
comes
It's
up with stuff
75.
that you would never think of, but you will encounter it. You know,
Oh, yeah.
there's so you learn something new every day.
Every
That's what
day.
I love about this job.
I emailed Art about a question I had the other day. I was like, you know, and it's.
He's not free help. Nikki.
Pardon? What'd you say?
He's not free help.
Occasionally.
Says the girl who just brought her computer from shook her hand at it.
All right. We have another question. How did you do for?
We're good together.
How did you do for the national test volume wise? were you nervous about being too loud? I guess they have a question about volume for the test.
I was like perspiring and like sweaty, and I was like, this is where I set up.
It's just nerve wracking.
So how did you set up? How did you prepare on all that?
Get there 30 minutes early so you don't look like a hot mess.
And don't stay up all night and get a roommate that drinks. I learned that part. Jesus Christ, man. Trying to hand me a liquor bottle at 3 a.m. in the morning. That just didn't work for me. Oh, yeah.
Slander. Next question.
I know a really good judge.
She said Ned. She didn't say that.
How long is the test that we have to take again? That you
Gosh, what do you get? It's a 5-minute dictation.
It's a 5-minute
It's eternity. I don't remember.
You get 1 hour on each test to edit.
You get Q&A, you get jury,
Yeah,
and you get lit.
But you don't have to take them all at once. You just pick which one you want to take. You can take all 3.
180 lit,
Yeah.
200 jury, and 225 Q&A. And they'll say, you'll get in the room, and they have like these little, it's kind of like this setup, more or less. Go in there and just, you know,
They're pretty strict
set your
about
computer
volume,
up.
but don't be nervous
They
about
have a
that.
seminar and they'll explain all that to you.
Yes.
Now, it's my understanding, so when we all took the national test, we had a lady who was the head of NVRA, excuse me, and I think they have new leadership now, so it's probably a little better. But the
Whoa. I'm not in this one. You know, they just made it kind of boot campish while you're taking the test.
ridiculous.
Walking around, sticking stickies.
But,
you know, when the volume is really, it never has been an issue.
No.
I wish somebody would walk up to me and say, you're being a little loud. You're being a little annoying. Have a seat. I'm the court reporter. You know, it's like, you really do own the proceedings.
They freak you out about being concerned about your volume, but it's, I don't, have you guys ever seen anyone tapped out? I mean, like,
I have.
Oh, I have.
I've witnessed that.
Why do they do that?
But
Not me.
aren't they super loud?
What is this? She's like playing the fiddle on the keyboard, and you don't want me to be quiet under my mask? That would be it. That's all I'm saying. You know, if they can tap away on their keyboards like they're building a Habitat for Humanity over there, then I can be a little loud. What I do is I just do me, and when she starts coming over there with her little fancy post-its, I just get quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just, you know, bring it down a notch, because you do have to keep talking, because you have to use your voice to pass the test. You can't use room audio. So that was what was so tricky to me.
Oh yeah, there's no, you have to use your voice.
Yeah, and my robotic.
And if I had to do that now,
Hard to
honest
understand.
ladies, I don't know that I could pass.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let my license expire. I know that.
Yeah.
You want to have extra dollars? Because I just, please don't let mine expire. I cannot take that test
I
again.
just want to let you guys know, everyone, we got it's 10 till 7, so if you guys have some last minute questions and everything for these guys. Other than that, they can continue to have
Do y'all
fun.
have all the certifications? Do you guys, how many certifications
You
y'all
have
have?
I just have CVR. I was
Okay.
going to get my real time,
Yeah,
but I tell you I haven't. I haven't done it because I don't see the financial gain for
Yeah.
it.
There's not
To
really.
put myself through the stress. Very few courts ask for real time. So, and technically, by the way, you are considered real-time reporters.
So don't let anyone tell you
I
different.
think we're
You're
all
not.
CDR though.
Yeah, we're certified.
Yeah.
board
You can get
reporters.
what's the
RBO.
credentials for the expert, the merit?
Merit. Yeah, you can get a certificate of merit. And
CM.
I haven't.
That's like
gotten
higher
more.
speeds.
It doesn't pay more.
You make the same money.
So
Why
I
would I
didn't
go
do it.
stretch that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't see the financial gain, and if there wasn't a financial gain, I just didn't see the
I think the only consistent real-time needs I see are official reporters for their judges.
Yeah.
You don't
I do
get a
not-
lot of requests for real-time when you're freelance. And if I do, I'm like, no, you didn't request that when you called for the job.
Yeah, because that's extra, by the way. And
Yeah.
technically, in order to provide real time, you're supposed to be real time certified.
Right.
So they can't get that
So
stuff for
it's
free.
crazy for them to ask, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like people looking at my screen either.
Yeah, I have attorneys that read it. So I don't like
I'm
it.
good. I'm making the same money. I'm okay.
Yeah, and it
Don't
doesn't
focus
need to
so
be a
much on
cost
how many
benefit.
certifications you can get, because it's really not that serious unless you want to work for somebody
Yes,
particularly
ma'am.
likes it.
Last question, what's the most salary each one of you receive annually?
You mean
one
like
year.
a check? You mean
Maximum.
Oh, you mean
That
like
made you
a
smile.
salary?
I don't know if they throw their business out like that.
You mean the biggest check?
Go ahead,
You know, I
Nikki.
think
Well, just yearly, but you
I'm pretty, yeah, well, I'm really, I didn't add it all up, but if I had to guess, I'm probably make close to 80 this year. My goal is to make 100 to 120 for 2018. That's my goal. Now, that's a lot of work. So that what that means is that I have to hire a scopist, and I have stuff to a scopist. And my theory is, you work harder, you work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Use a typist.
And that's what I do.
For sure.
I use a scopist. I found a scopist who charges the same as a typist, and it's amazing. It comes back in a clips, and it's nice and pretty. I never, ever, ever just sign something. I always go back through it because that's my name on it. But that's me. I'm anal that way.
See, that's why I use a typist and don't use a scopist.
And I did use a scopist, and I'm typist. I'm sorry, and I changed because I'll be honest. I was kind of like I was a little intimidated. And I thought I don't want anybody to see my. When I first got out, Julie scoped for me, and I had this trial one time, and she called me up, and cussed me out because the attorney was horrible. He was. You remember the Jeffrey Walker? He was horrible, horrible. She called me out. She cussed me out. She said, "Never ever." It was terrible. But she did that. She scoped for me, but I didn't mind a friend looking at my stuff. I was really intimidated. And then I thought, nah, forget it. I'm just going to bite the bullet and go for it. Go big or go home, right? So I hired a scopist, Julie's recommendation of this lady. She's wonderful. And she scopes for me now. And I send stuff to her. And that's how I keep up with the body because this is my thing. The more I take, the more I'm going to make. But I can't do it both on both ends. I just can't. So you get your team together.
It's a lot of time to type it up yourself.
It is. And to do it all yourself and to stay up and keep your billing and this and that and the other. So I'm in the process of trying to develop my little team, you know, get a scopist and that kind of thing. Because I really want to, I want to make 120 this year.
What does your typist charge per page?
Oh my gosh, Andrea, what's she, $1.25 or 40?
So you're
What's the difference?
For
Scopist and the typist.
Oh, there is a difference. There is a huge difference.
Typist.
Most typists type mine
listen to your
up.
audio.
Yeah, they type it up to scratch. They don't even take transcription.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And then a scopist edits your work after you've typed it.
Yeah.
You send her your ECL file, your Eclipse file with your room audio, and she does the same thing you're going to do. If you can do full audio spot, I want full. She listens to it, she goes through the whole thing, and she fixes my boo-boos.
I think to be successful, you need to just accept that you're going to need help from other people.
You've got to.
I am so tight on money, like, you wouldn't.
So is it the second year that you feel that most of the court reporting itself will see, start feeling conditioned and moved along? Like after the first year is usually you just feeling things out, right?
You are. You're figuring it out.
Figuring it out.
You're trying to type your own stuff
everything
because you don't want to pay a typist, but in the end I realize it's worth it because I can take more jobs.
That's how I look at it.
And I don't have to worry about typing it up. I just have to worry about making sure my typists are meeting my deadlines.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So
and
it's
see,
better to
and
have the
all that,
scopist or the
you can
typist.
ladies, all that stuff takes it up.
To each their own. She prefers a scopist. I prefer a typist because I'm super OCD. So like her, I like to look at it before I sign it. Because you took an oath. You're taking an oath that you're providing a verbatim transcript. That is so serious. I've seen women and men go to jail because they wouldn't finish transcripts.
Please don't do that. Please don't smear.
They put them in jail with their equipment, y'all. Until they finish that transcript.
I'm here in Georgia.
Like, but you do be down and get your transcript done because it's ugly, and then there's dirt all over your name. You can't get
Well, and you know what? Then you make a bad name for all court reporters, and that's sad because I love my profession.
Yeah.
I stepped into this in my, my early 40s, and it became a second profession for me, and I absolutely love it. And for Julie and I both, Paige is a little younger, and
I wish I would have done this when I was 18.
I don't know.
I would
I
be
could have done this at 18.
I don't know if an 18-year-old has the.
You don't.
You know, but I
think you have to be
and you
road
wish I
put
had
up
a good 10
wet
years.
before you're ready to commit all the effort that goes. I was working 60 hours a week when I went to school here, and it was hard to stay after school, take the tests, get through the speed classes. But if you just push and don't worry about everything else, I got through them in 1 quarter. Because I was really broke. Y'all don't even know.
Yeah.
So
you were really pushing.
I don't want my kids to be, when you have I think we knew someone who was really young, like me, younger than me, and passed the test, and she has quit court reporting. Yeah. She can't handle it.
You'll find a lot of people.
She went to vet tech school. Nothing wrong with vet tech school, but I'm like.
But I mean, the money in court reporting is just.
You'll see that a lot. People will get
You're not
into
going to
court
make it
reporting
straight
and
out
they're like,
of
I don't want to do it anymore. You will meet a lot of people like that.
Man, when you get those checks in the mail,
it feels so good. Okay, so I don't mind telling you.
You shared something with me earlier about a job posting.
Yes, there is a job posting for DeKalb Superior Court.
Yes.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Did you see the starting salary?
Yes.
Man, I've got to be
I like
graduated.
it.
You have to be graduated.
What's the starting salary?
What is the starting salary?
Wasn't it
It
like?
said 56.
Yeah. They can keep that 56. I'm trying to
Starting
freelance.
salary, plus on top of that, you get your transcripts, plus you get your pension.
Yeah, it's all of
I
that.
mean,
The only downside is you have to be there Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
It's so nice to be able to take
but if
off
you're
and go to my
already,
kids'
if you're
school.
already
I guess that varies on the person.
When
That
they
varies
start
on the
talking
person.
pension and, then it really
Right.
sounds.
Because
you like
I'm already I just like the flexibility
I work
of
5
not
days a week for weeks.
being
I am on
official.
my last leg. But I took a week off and got to go on vacation with my boyfriend, and I can do
Hey,
that.
we got a question over
Oh,
here.
sorry.
That I did see in the
Did you see it?
Yes, and I was like, ooh,
Oh, I
first
know.
year.
Me and you both.
I was excited
Me
about
and
it.
you
Okay,
both.
something else, and I don't know if it's still going on, but it used to be like this. Don't let anyone try to make you feel bad because you're a voice writer or think that you're less. There's nothing wrong. There's no difference between a voice writer, in my opinion, because I started out as stenography and I couldn't do it. I didn't like it. I didn't want it. My brain didn't work it. My little hands couldn't do it. My
Hats
body
off
wasn't going to
to
hold up.
machine writers.
Yeah.
There is no
Because you're
difference.
learning Russian.
You Everything is wrong.
Hey.
It shouldn't be that division where
Right, there shouldn't be a
don't
division.
feel it. You know, we're voice writer, we're court reporters, and when you lay a transcript down between a voice writer and
It's the same.
It's
stenographer,
identical.
there's no difference. The difference is going to be in the quality of the court reporter themselves and how they produce their work.
Yeah.
That's what you need to strive to do. You need to strive to produce a good transcript. Forget your theory. Learn your theory. Master your theory. Learn shortcuts. Work smarter, not harder. Get it out. Produce a good transcript. Forget about all that other stuff. And nobody's looking at you twice because you're a voice writer.
I have one question for you. So I'm having a hard time using, I guess, briefs, and I don't use them
Oh, you should.
at all.
I don't. You
I just can't. I'm saying the word before I remember I have a brief for it.
You'll get used to it once you get into it.
Right.
I use them now.
I use
Right.
them.
I'm 3
Oh my
years
gosh.
in.
Yeah.
I
It takes
was-
a while to kind of get comfortable enough with that.
And
Yeah.
my Q&A markers would never work for me. You know what
Yes.
I did? I made my own.
Yeah.
Something I could remember, something I was comfortable with, and now I'm killing it. My recognition is great. I'm using briefs. You know, these two like loaded me down with briefs, and I've been slowly training myself to use them. But honestly, I'm so ADD, and you know, I don't take meds, so I'm crazy. When they're be bopping around in the courtroom, and I'm trying to, you know, I'm just trying to get it all down. But you know, the briefs really are. You'll see what you need briefs for when you
You
start
will,
getting to
yeah.
court. There are things that the judge says for every hearing,
Every
every
plea,
proceeding.
And you'll,
You can take 2 pages of those words, put it in a
And put
brief
it in
like
one-
bibbidi bop, and it'll drop
And
it
there
off.
you go.
And that's, you need to figure out what briefs you need.
Yeah.
Don't worry about putting all that crap in your user.
But to
Just-
start with, I would do small ones. I would do like, you know,
Brow.
yes ma'am, no ma'am, like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, what did I do?
Ladies
I
and
can't remember.
gentlemen.
Yes, co, no,
Yeah, ladies and
no.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
Legit. I mean, just small ones, but do your guesses, your no's, your, you know, your core code for your correct. You're going to hear that, or I core for is that correct, or right core for is that right. You know, learn these, get familiar with them, like swearing in the witness, swear, or like.
It helps for testing.
It totally
It
helps for
does, yeah.
testing.
You know you're going to get a ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You know
Legit.
you're going to get a
Legit
beyond a
tea.
reasonable doubt. You
Yeah.
know, you can
know it's
start
coming.
learning those for the test,
And
but
Eclipse loves hard endings, so anything that ends in a co or a yak or a key, like
Mac.
ski, co, mac, anything hard endings, those are really helpful.
what are the Q&A markers? What do
Keep
you
and cash.
teach?
Keep
That's
and
what I
cash.
use.
I use AMAC and BMAC.
That's what I say.
And
That's
whatever-
BMAC is my
whatever works,
question,
right?
AMAC is my answer.
You know?
That's right, voice dragon lady.
Voice dragon.
All right, guys, I just want to let you know it's 7 o'clock.
Please take some food.
Yeah, you guys can keep talking if you want to, but it
Take
is
some
7.
brownie
We got
We're getting introduced to our
one thing
Oh, okay.
I want to say for online, because before they log off, they would love for you guys to be their mentor. So if you don't mind,
Hey, love to.
I will leave you my
Absolutely.
information.
I'll say it right now.
You get that online?
Paige, Paige Miller,
I will-
2204 at yahoo.com.
I will email email,
Yeah.
online. I'll email everyone their contact information.
That's fine.
Call
Alright.
me anytime.
And we are all willing to take people out in the field. It's a lot of fun. We're not stuffy. We're not weird. We're not awkward. Because
Someone asked me to fly to Idaho.
So far out, no.
So somebody wants you to go to Idaho to mentor them. I don't know. You may have But hey guys, thank you for your time.
So I go everywhere. I've gone to Meriwether. I go to Rome. I go everywhere. Oh yeah, I'll go to the gas. I just
Yes, please. Yes, please.